I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special edition of Tales from Godric's Hollow. This is going to be a Muggle Theory edition of Tales from Godric's Hollow. Muggle Theory number 8, I believe. I am your host tonight. I am the Muggle of the show. I am solo, as always, on these theory episodes. I am Josh Brown. And, my normal co-host, Professor Matt Sonnenberg, he lets me do these shows by myself, which is frightening and freeing at the same time. There's no way he could sit here and listen to me ramble on about crazy theories. So I kind of have the freedom to say what I want, to do what I want, and to express myself as only I can. I have a new theory for you guys, and this is something I promised on the last episode of Tales from Godric's Hollow, episode 64, of course. I promised this was coming. This has been something you guys have been asking about for a few weeks now, and I'm finally getting around to recording it. I want to talk about the strangeness that is happening with Hagrid. Is getting beat up. He's getting assaulted in some way that we don't really know quite yet what's going on. We know that when he came back from his adventure to the land of the giants, he was beaten up and bruised and battered, and he was in bad shape. He was not in fine spirits. Physically and emotionally, kind of took a toll on him. And you expected we didn't know at the time what happened. We didn't know, what could have attacked him on his journey back. He didn't really want to talk about it, so it was just kind of a mystery. But it was a mystery that we kind of expected to just resolve itself eventually. And we also, as far as I'm concerned, figured that it wouldn't happen again. It wouldn't be a repeat performance. He's not going to go get himself beat up and assaulted again, right? Well, that's Hagrid for you, because last time we saw him, he's still, being injured in various ways. The kids are concerned. He's still very tight-lipped about it, which is possibly the first secret that the man known as Hagrid has ever been able to keep. So whatever it is, it kind of feels like it's a big secret. So my theory that I want to lay out there is, what is attacking Hagrid? What is he being assaulted by? I kind of threw it out there that there's a good chance that he got himself a new dragon. Now, obviously, he could be keeping this dragon in the forest. What would he do with the dragon? I don't know. Why would he have this dragon? Who knows? It's Hagrid. He may have it just because he wanted a new pet. Maybe he got a dragon as like a protection for whatever is, whatever darkness may be coming on the horizon. The more I think about it, though, I just don't feel like it's a dragon. I want it to be a dragon, trust me. I desperately want it to be a dragon. But I don't think it is. Only for the simple fact of, other than last book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, we haven't really had any hints or mentions of the possibility of Hagrid having a dragon. Nothing. No. J.K. Rowling is slick. She's very sly, but she always puts little breadcrumbs out there to find, to explain future plot points. And I've seen no dragon-sized breadcrumbs at all anywhere in this book. So I want it to be a dragon, but I don't think it's a dragon. So what else could it be? Could it be another magical creature? Could it be something? The centaurs know what it is. Like they're warning him to stop messing around with something, to leave it alone, stop trying. Which means that whatever it is, it's out in the forest, because that's where the centaurs are located. They don't like to leave the Forbidden Forest, as far as I know. So it's something that could be out there, hidden in the forest. Could it be another magical creature? Sure. It could be like a blasted Scroot. It could be another hippogriff or something like that. But it seems like something that Hagrid isn't used to handling. He's really good with the magical creatures, He doesn't get assaulted and beat up on a regular basis by magical creatures that he's caring for. And the dude's a half giant. He's pretty big. So it has to be something big enough, or at least vicious enough, to consistently challenge him in physical ways that he's not used to. So what could it be? What could it be? The only thing I could think of, the only thing that really makes sense in the context of this book and this story as it is right now, is Hagrid has himself a giant. Is it possible that Hagrid brought back a giant from his trip to the land of the giants? Like there was a big herd of giants, a big pack of them. Their new leader was vicious and violent and, was pretty much killing off his own kind for the sake of being the alpha male, I guess. I'm sure that didn't set with Hagrid in the best possible way. We know that he befriended some in a cave, and then, like the Executioner giant squad came through and took some of them out, and they all went their separate ways and whatever. Hagrid's a loving, caring individual, and I can't help but think that there's a possibility that one of those giants he befriended in the cave maybe didn't get killed and maybe just got injured. And Hagrid decided that he couldn't just leave this giant behind and was going to bring him back home? Like, I don't know how you bring a giant back home. Like, do you get him to follow you? Do you put some sort of charm or jinx on him to move him along easily? I don't know realistically, logistically, how this works. Maybe it was a child giant, a juvenile giant, if you will. I don't know, but if there was one that was wounded and in need of assistance that Hagrid thought that he could possibly take care of and nurse back to health, I feel like he would. And, like there's a lot of tensions with giants these days, and maybe it's possible he just didn't think that he could be honest about having a giant, keeping a giant. Do you raise a giant? Like, giants are, are they creatures? Are they, I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely weird, but so maybe he has one. Maybe he has one. He brought him back to the Forbidden Forest, him or her or whatever, and is nursing them back to health. But giants also don't really like anything else. They're kind of mean and aggressive from what it seems like. So Hagrid trying to nurse one back to health is also bad for Hagrid's health, because he's getting beat up by this giant and getting assaulted for his efforts. Just because the giant doesn't know any better, They're not civilized creatures. They're out there just killing each other for the sport of it. So they're not the smartest. They're not the most civilized. It's the only thing that makes sense. I don't know what Hagrid would be doing with one, other than he just didn't want to see another one die. And he thinks that, like, maybe having a giant in their corner when everything goes down is going to be beneficial for them and the Order of the Phoenix. It's hard to say, because it's Hagrid. Hagrid is completely unpredictable. But I've thought about every single thing that we've seen and heard about, and nothing really makes sense. Now, like, I could totally see the centaurs being, Hagrid, you have a giant, it's not going to work, stop trying to take care of this dude. Like, that would totally be something the centaurs would try to keep him from. It's just kind of far-fetched And I don't know if he can get away with hiding a giant in the forest, but it is the Forbidden Forest, and not many people go in the Forbidden Forest. I don't know how big the giant would be. If like the giant stood up, would he be above the tree line? I don't know. It's the only thing I could think of. So that is my official Muggle theory regarding what is consistently attacking Hagrid. Maybe I'm right. I don't know when we'll find out if I'm right or wrong. Is it this book? Does it carry over into the next book? Who knows? But we will definitely find out at some point, I hope. Thank you all for listening and giving me a chance to explain what's going on inside the Muggle brain of mine. These are always fun. You can find me personally on Twitter at The Noise with a Y. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter at Tales from GH. You can follow us on Instagram, Tales from Godric's Hollow. You can check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/Tales from Godric's Hollow. You can email us, which goes directly to Matt, and I never see it. So you can talk to him all about all kinds of things, spoilery and such. talesfromgodricshollow@gmail.com. The website, of course, is talesfromgodricshollow.com. And if you'd like to support us, like so many of you wonderful people are, you could do so over on Patreon, patreon.com/talesfromgodricshollow. Look forward to recording the next episode. We're back to 2 chapters for this next one. But hope you enjoy this Muggle theory. Until then, Muggle out.
Mischief managed.